The Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. It is a part of 20th century British literature. Heart of Darkness is an enchanting novel, a marvelous and fascinating, bewitching and haunting novel which gives rise to thought-provoking ideas along with realistic touches. The characters in this part are Marlowe and Kurtz. Marlowe is a sailor and Kurtz is a man of great abilities. The summary of this novel is Heart of Darkness centers around Marlowe, an introspective sailor, and his journey up the Congo River to meet Kurtz, reputed to be an idealistic man of great abilities. Marlowe takes a job as a riverboat captain with the company, a Belgian concern organized to trade in the Congo. As he travels to Africa and then up to Congo, Marlowe encounters widespread inefficiency and brutality in the company's stations. The native inhabitants of the region have been forced into company's service, and they suffer terribly from overwork and ill treatment at the hands of the company's agents. The cruelty and the squalor of imperial enterprise contrast sharply with the impassive and majestic jungle that surrounds the white man's settlements, making them appear to be tiny islands amidst a vast darkness. Marlowe arrives at the central station run by the general manager, an unwholesome conspirational character. He finds that his steamship has been sunk and spends several months waiting for parts to repair it. His interest in Kurtz grows during this period. The manager and his favorite, the brickmaker, seem to fear Kurtz as a threat to their position. Kurtz is rumored to be ill, making the delays in repairing the ship all the more costly. Marlowe eventually gets the parts he needs to repair his ship, and he and the manager set out with a few agents and a crew of cannibals on a long, difficult voyage up the river. The dense jungle and the oppressive silence makes everyone aboard a little jumpy, and the occasional glimpse of a native village of the sound of drums works the pilgrims into a frenzy. Marlowe and his crew come across a hut with stacked firewood, together with a note saying that the wood is for them but that they should approach cautionly. Shortly after the steamer has taken on the firewood, it is surrounded by a dense fog. When the fog clears, the ship is attacked by an unseen band of natives who fire arrows from the safety of the forest. The African helmsman is killed before Marlowe frightens the natives away with the ship's steam whistle. Not long after, Marlowe and his companions arrive at Kurtz's inner station expecting to find him dead, but a half-crazed Russian trader who meets them as they come ashore assures them that everything is fine and informs them that he is the one who left the wood. The Russian claims that Kurtz has enlarged his mind and cannot be subjected to the same moral judgments as normal people. Apparently, Kurtz has established himself as a god with the natives and has gone on ritual raids in surrounding territory in search of ivory. The collection of severed heads adorning the fence posts around the station attests to his methods. The pilgrims bring Kurtz out of the station on a stretcher, and a large group of native warriors pours out of the forest and surrounds them. Kurtz speaks to them and the natives disappear into the woods. The manager brings Kurtz, who is quite ill, aboard the steamer. A beautiful native woman, apparently Kurtz's mistress, appears on the shore and stares out at the ship. The Russian implies that she is somehow involved with Kurtz and has caused trouble before through her influence over him. The Russian reveals to Marlowe, after swearing him to secrecy, that Kurtz had ordered the attack on the steamer to make them believe he was dead in order that they might turn back and leave him to his plans. The Russian then leaves by canoe, fearing the displeasure of the manager. Kurtz disappears in the night and Madlow goes out in search of him, finding him crawling on all fours toward the native camp. Madlow stops him and convinces him to return to the ship. They set off during the river in the next morning, but Kurtz's health is failing fast. Madlow listens to Kurtz talk while he pilots the ship, and Kurtz entrusts Madlow with a packet of personal documents, including an eloquent pamphlet on civilizing the savages, which ends with a scrawled message that says, "Exterminate all the brutes." The steamer breaks down and they have to stop for repairs. Kurtz dies uttering his last words, the horror, in the presence of the confused Madlow. Madlow falls ill soon after and barely survives. Eventually, he returns to Europe and goes to see Kurtz intended, his fiancée. She is still in mourning even though it has been over a year since Kurt's death, and she praises him as a paragon of virtue and achievement. She asks what his last words were, but Madlow cannot bring himself to shatter her illusions with the truth. Instead, he tells her that Kurt's last word was her name. This is the summary of The Heart of Darkness. The themes in this novel are the theme of evil. Madlow calls the city of Brussels a whited sepulchre which looks beautiful from the outside but is full of corruption, vices and miseries within. The Westerners voyage to distant lands as they are spurred by the greed for wealth and power. The two women knitting black wool also seem sinister to Madlow. Even nature seems evil and monstrous to him with its dark clouds, dark forests, the bushes, the fog, the stifling heat, and the entire climate of Congo felt horrible and pervaded by evil. The next one, imperialism. So what is imperialism? It's rule over large territories. The theme of imperialism, Madlow mentions the ancient Romans who had conquered England, which was only a wilderness, and had plundered it at their will. The same England was now plundering the countries of Asia, Africa, Australia, and several others in the name of colonization. The lack of self-restraint. The whites virtually exercised no restraint in the matter of plundering the country for their own profit. Madlow finds that they are worse than even the cannibals who desist from eating the white men for their prey. The theme of isolation. The theme of the novel is justified by the two central protagonists, Madlow and Kurtz, who have lonely figures rid of all bonds and family of friendship. And the last one, reality and appearance. Madlow observes a vast gap between the outward looks of a person and his inner reality. He considers his aunt very cooperative and simple, but later discovers that she was a hypocrite. The white sepulchre that Brussels appears to be is actually a den of corruption and other vices. Thus, the various themes of the novel highlight the truths of life realistically and contribute to highlight the beauty and unified design of the novel. Hence, this is about The Heart of Darkness, its characters, themes. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.